Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, honorable justices. It's an honor and privilege to be here. I think I'll jump right into it, and very pertinent what everyone said. As far as the legislative framework is concerned, and as far as the laws, and actually the first point of contact is us as law firms, because when a foreign investor comes in, you get a standard questionnaire asking about all the laws related to foreign investors in Pakistan. What we don't focus upon is the criteria of ease of doing business. Now, while we have an excellent Forex framework which enjoys free repatriation of foreign investment, the advice that we're giving should be, while you can incorporate a company and have foreign shareholding, that foreign investor needs to run helter-skelter and get security clearance. That foreign investor would need a work permit for people to actually work in Pakistan. To renew that work permit, those employees or those subjects would need to leave Pakistan to renew that work permit. Visa on arrival. We've heard a lot of talk on visa on arrival, but it's quite an administrative nightmare to obtain a visa to enter Pakistan. So I think while the framework and the legislative, the laws are all in place, I think what we need to also focus on is ease of doing business. And I'll paint a slightly positive picture on how Pakistan has dealt with it. I mean, Pakistan was on the grey list as far as the FATF was concerned. And all the government departments did get together and managed to present a case to the plenary in which they showed that their compliance standards were enabling enough to get off the grey list. So there is a pathway, but I think the focus needs to be more on the practicality of the situation as opposed to really the legal aspect, because the legal aspect is somewhat covered. Without giving out any secrets,
Yes.
I'll give you a very candid answer on this. At least the way that, I've been trained to advise is not everything needs to go to court from the get-go. There are specialized forums, there are regulators, there are appellate tribunals, there is an entire process whereby which a dispute can sort of reach some sort of amicable finality as opposed to start with the court system, which is perhaps needs a little bit more administrative management, because the case management system here is a little bit different. So if one exercises these courts of first instance, and especially with regard to FDI, the company regulator, for example, does not have the ability to adjudicate shareholder disputes. That goes to the company court and the high court. However, having said that, it has an array of powers to adjudicate several other disputes. What tends to happen is everything company related finds its way to the high court. So there is a way to just start elsewhere and perhaps go upward from there. So it's actually quite simple, but I guess it's misunderstood to a large extent. Now, the law allows free repatriation on foreign investment. If you read the law, if you read the foreign exchange manual, if you read that act, you can bring in your foreign investment and you are entitled to take out dividend, no questions asked. Now, where is the issue? The issue is that we are facing a liquidity crisis. There is a reserve problem. And just to give you context on figures, right now the State Bank of Pakistan is sending out dividend. They've just finished 2022 and they're starting on 2023. So you're a whole year back in the game as far as it's going out. But there is no permission required in taking your foreign investment out of Pakistan. There's permissions required also similarly on another side to register a loan in Pakistan. It's a very document heavy process, and also there is an intermediary. The banks actually face the central bank when filing all these documents takes place. So sometimes there is a gap in communication in doing that process and getting it right from day one. So what ends up happening then is, if the process isn't kind of logged and registered within the central bank system, another misconception that it takes place is just because the foreign investor is registered on the company regulator, repatriation will follow. But this is a central bank specific procedure which is led by the banks, which sometimes involves issues of non-registration, which is why, coupled with the liquidity crisis and the reserve crisis, dividends don't flow out in the normal course. And then, the foreign investor at the time of exit is running helter-skelter to get this pre-registration that was required to be done, let's say even 10 plus years ago, to be done at that juncture, and that gets problematic.